today's panel, we're going to learn a lot, but one of the things that I want to communicate is that we want this to be extremely conversational. Don't be worried about asking questions or butting in. That's what we're here for. Before we get to our panelists, I want our participants for this year, first off, welcome. Thank you. This should be a great weekend. I'm happy for the initiative that you've shown. This will be a tremendous experience for you. What I'd like to do is have everyone that's a part of the program, and also thanks for all the Cavs team members who are here as well. What I'd like to do is have everyone that is a part of the program this year introduce yourselves, your name, where you're from, your school, and an interesting fact about you. And then once we get through the group, we'll transition to the panel. Let's kick it off. Actually, I'll start just to make everybody be comfortable. I'm Corey James. I guess I should have introduced myself, right? So I'm Corey James. I'm with the Cavaliers. I'm on our partnership marketing team, so I help manage a number of our corporate partnerships. This is my 11th season with the Cavaliers. Started in 2007. I went to the Ohio State University, originally from Louisville, Kentucky. Interesting fact is I'm about to get married. I'm engaged May 5th. It's a big day.
Congratulations. My name is Darren Pitts. I'm from Cleveland. I went to Bowling Green. Interesting fact, I love the Cavs.
How y'all doing? My name is Travis Henderson. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. I went to Wright State University. An interesting fact about me is I make music. I'm a rapper.
Hey, spit some. Good afternoon, Jay Gould, senior marketing major at Cleveland State University. Interesting fact is I haven't ate in over 25 days.
Wait, why?
Oh, nah, I'm good. I'm actually fasting. Yeah, fasting to get closer to the Most High.
All right, well, my name is DeMarcus Nelson. I'm a graphic designer. I go to Cleveland State. From Cleveland, lived out in Columbus for a while. And interesting fact, I play guitar. I like playing guitar.
I'm Kayla Shine. I'm going to Kent State University. I'm a graphic design major, and a fun fact is I play basketball.
My name is Morgan. I am also a junior at Kent State University. I'm a managerial marketing major with a sports administration minor. An interesting fact about me is I've broken 30 phones in my lifetime.
Hi, my name is Kayla. I recently graduated from Fairmont State University in West Virginia, graphics technology major, and an interesting fact about myself is I played college volleyball.
Hi, my name is Vanessa Felipe Morales. I recently graduated from Xavier University with my MBA in marketing and business intelligence. And I guess an interesting fact about me is I have 7 godchildren. Still biological.
My name is Dylan Hammond. I'm a senior at Miami University, graduating in May with a degree in sports management. Fun fact about me is I work equipment management for the basketball and volleyball teams.
Hi, my name is Selena. I'm a graphic design major at Cleveland State University. And a fun fact is I'm a foodie. I'm a foodie too, so that was a good fact. Hi, I'm Sax Booker. Got my undergraduate from New York University, and then I got my MBA from Kent. I currently work at Radio 1 in digital marketing, and a fun fact about me is I will be visiting all 8 continents by the time I'm 30. And yes, I said 8. There are 8 continents now.
Hey everybody, my name is Mark Somar. I'm from Fayetteville, North Carolina. I go to school in Greensboro, North Carolina at the largest HBCU in the country, North Carolina A&T State University. I study public relations, and an interesting fact about me is I'm on the university drumline.
Good morning, I'm Imani Stevens. I am a junior at Cleveland State University. My major is journalism and public relations with a minor in studio art and design. A fun fact about me, I run a fashion blog.
Hello, everyone. My name is Bridget Cavan. I'm from Mansfield, Ohio. I'm a recent graduate of the University of Tennessee. A fun fact, I also play drums.
Hello, my name is Ashley Davis. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. I'm a business marketing major at Cleveland State University. And a fun fact about me is that I bake.
My name is Hope, and I am originally from Boulder, Colorado. I recently graduated from Case, and a fun fact about me is that once I watched all of The Office in 3 weeks.
My name is Ray Ball, and I'm from Cincinnati. I graduated from Missouri State. So fun fact, I can set a broken bone. I can set a broken bone. This is my second career in marketing.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Brent Flores. I'm from Isabela, Puerto Rico. I go to Kent State University, and my major is graphic design with a minor in photography. And a fun fact about me is I can speak 3 languages. English, Spanish, and French.
Hi everyone, my name is Rashik and I am from Cleveland as well. I went to Cleveland State University, and a fun fact about me is I'm tearing apart and rebuilding my home.
Hi everyone, my name is Dashika Wells. I'm from Akron. I attended the University of Akron, and I'm the owner and chief marketing officer of Vineworks Marketing and official Black and Brilliant Entrepreneur magazine. And a fun fact about me is that I'm also newly engaged, and I'll be getting married on May 4th. And so I'm trying not to eat for the next 3 months.
We should collaborate and try to get a good deal.
Hi, I'm Amanda Mates. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, and I graduated from West Virginia University last summer. And a fun fact about me is I presented my research on 19th century photography in Paris in March. So.
Hi, my name is Alex Siminoff. I'm born and raised in New Jersey, and I currently attend the University of Akron. And a fun fact about me is that I'm Cuban.
Well, thanks everyone. I think that's everybody. So again, congratulations. There's 22 of you all that were handpicked from all of the applicants that we had. We tried to get the number to 20, and we couldn't, so you all should be excited and proud of yourselves to make the final 22. So congratulations and welcome. At this point, I want to toss it over to our panel for them to introduce themselves in a very similar fashion, but could you also go a little bit more into what your current role is? Larry, you can start.
Yeah, so I'm Larry Yarrell. I'm co-founder and COO of the Marcus Graham Project. I'm from Dallas, Texas. I graduated from Morehouse College a long time ago, and London School of Economics a long time ago. Fun fact about me is that I once owned a men's accessory store, and it failed. But I really tried really, really hard. So it's a fun fact about me. I've been in this business for over 15 years now. I really enjoy talent. I really enjoy meeting people like yourselves that possess passion, have the talent, and just need a little bit of direction and where to go. So that's kind of how I'm here and why I'm here. And I thank you all for taking the risk and hanging out with us this weekend. It's going to be fun. Is there another question I was supposed to answer?
Not yet.
Hi, I'm Nancy Hill. I'm the CEO and founder of Media Sherpas, which is a brand new consultancy based here in Cleveland, Ohio. After almost 35 years in the industry, working all over the country, working backwards, New York, San Francisco, LA, St. Louis, Baltimore, I've had a really fantastic career. I love this industry. I love the people in it. I have gotten to meet some amazing people along the way. I am also one of the original board members for the Marcus Graham Project, so I've been involved in this from the beginning. And when I found out they were going to be in Cleveland, I'm like, hey, I'm right down the street. You need to make sure I'm included in this. So I'm happy to be here this morning. Fun fact about me, I also own a house in Ecuador. Everybody know where that is? Because most people don't. And it's really interesting being an American owning a house in a third world country, especially in these times when you walk down the street and they find out you're American and have to answer a lot of questions. But I'll just leave it at that.
Good afternoon, my name is Jason White. I'm the Global Head of Marketing for Beats by Dr. Dre, based in Los Angeles.
In the previous generation and generation before that, where you sort of knew that you were going to be in one job, you know, for most of your life. But I can remember even 20 years ago when the former CEO of Apple once commented that my generation would probably have like 7 jobs in our lifetime, and I think I think that number 7 is probably increasing, and that's an okay. It's all okay, but I think the one thing that I would just reiterate is you need to make sure that you create options even when you know precisely what you want to do the following day, and that's why a couple of years ago, I think it was the first year that we sponsored this workshop, I often use the word pivot. And I think wherever you are in your career, whether you're still in school or your first job out of college, you have to, one, be prepared to deal with ambiguity. We can't control every circumstance that we find ourselves in. And secondly, you need to be fully prepared to make that pivot to something new, something unknown, in case that happens.
It's funny you bring that up, Andy, because one of the next questions I was going to talk about is risks and being willing to take them. So for any of the panelists, like, can you speak to one risk that you've taken over the course of your career and whether it helped or whether it was a failure? Like, just speak to that experience and how it contributed to where you are.
But just to build on that, I'm sure we've all taken several risks in our lives, but I can tell you when, right out of business school, I went to UCLA Business School in LA. Right out of business school, I had the opportunity to work for the San Jose Mercury News in San Jose, California, in marketing. And I had always wanted to work in marketing for a publishing firm. And 3 years into that job, I was at the Mercury News for 5 years. The company went through a massive reorganization. And quite honestly, I wasn't happy with that reorganization because it had serious implications for me personally. Not only me, but probably 2 other colleagues. And obviously, I had the benefit that I was single, no kids, so if I wanted to resign that day, which I did, I tendered my resignation because I was so unhappy with that company's reorganization at that time. I was ready to leave and find another opportunity. Fortunately, I think I had done a good job at that company, that the company reversed itself when they realized that they were going to lose me. But I wouldn't have been able to be in that position if I hadn't fully prepared in year 3 at that company to make sure that if they really valued me, they would do everything to keep me. And so, obviously, after it all happened over the course of the week, but I wanted to hold what I believe then and now to a certain set of principles, and so that's probably the biggest risk that I ever have taken in my career, to just ready to walk away from a job that I loved, but philosophically I couldn't deal with it, and thankfully the company reversed itself.
My biggest career successes have come from my biggest risks, and I'm an absolute believer in jump, go. From getting shipped to China, to how I got the job at White & Kennedy, to how I left White & Kennedy to go to Beats, there were always substantial risks that I took, either in raising your hand, either in voicing very clearly what you expect and what you want, and telling your bosses very clearly, what you want to get out of something. And I can tell you the full stories later, but I think it's absolutely critical, and I do think you teach people how to treat you, and you set those expectations. And sometimes that's not going to go well, but I do think in the long run you really gain people's respect, and they know what you want.
I think raising your hand is actually a really important piece of advice. I know for a fact for me, I was about 4 years into my career working at an agency, and we had just won a piece of business that was a very small piece of business, and it wasn't glamorous by any stretch of the imagination. It had a small budget, there was no TV involved, and if you know anything about agencies, it was back then especially all about TV and working with celebrities and all those things. But nobody was raising their hand to lead this piece of business. And I was fairly young to lead a piece of business, but I was like, okay, if nobody else is gonna raise their hand, I'm gonna raise my hand. And I did, and that little company was called Bell Atlantic Mobile, and it's now Verizon Wireless. And so it went from having a very small budget that really didn't mean anything because these were cell phones installed in your car that cost $3,000, and I'm really dating myself. But the point is, it kind of set my career in motion because I got really early on involved in technology. And from there, I spent my whole career working with tech companies from Bell Atlantic, as I mentioned, to Motorola, to LucasArts, to Cisco Systems, to Apple, to Dell. I've worked with a lot of the top name tech companies over the course of my career, and that would not have happened if I hadn't raised my hand at that moment in time and said, I'll do it, because nobody else wanted it. I'm not saying it will work out like that for everybody, but it's definitely something that if you see an opportunity that nobody else is stepping up to take it.
100%. That's how I ended up in China. And before China was sexy. And then for the rest of my career, I'm the guy that knows China. And that's only more and more and more and more and more important. And if you want, how many people here have their passport? Yes. Yes. Thank you. It's not always
Curious
like that. But yeah, I mean, nobody wanted to go to China. Wyden was sending people out, and they would come back a week later, 2 weeks later, and they hadn't slept, they hated it, and they were miserable, and it was like, do not take that job. And I raised my hand, I went, signed a lease on my visit, didn't even tell my bosses, I was like, I'm doing this. Came back, I was like, yo, I have to go to China, send me to China, and they finally sent me, begged them to send me, and then it ended up being really the catapult of my career.
Sorry to interrupt. Jason, do you mind taking a picture of everyone raising their that is so significant. Yes. It is. Like,
it's
so
rare.
how many of you have your U.S. passport? This is amazing. I mean, I've been in forums where I don't see this really.
Just wanted to add to that, to the question that Corey asked. The biggest risk I ever took was just the decision to move to New York at the time. And I think about this often because a lot of times it's a risk to us because we're not aware of what the outcome is going to be. Otherwise, we make every decision pretty quickly. But it's a risk because the outcome is unknown. At the time, I had just finished working for E! Entertainment UK in London, and my contract.
Singing to me, like one of the program mentors, Jean. I was like, yo, are you my spirit, brother? Like, what's going on here? Like, this is just amazing. We're like connected, and we broed out, and I ended up doing well in the program and going on to participate in summer boot camp, and that has continued to be life-changing. And one thing that MGP has done for me is it has continued to provide just limitless opportunity. And, it's something about a program that can, introduce you to something, but when it just continues to provide, it's something that I truly cherish and that I make it important to me to continue to give back to the program and to continue to, foster and share and love. And so yeah, that's my quick spiel.
Hi guys, I'm Sierra. I did Marcus Graham, the sports marketing boot camp 2 years ago. And from Marcus Graham, I ended up landing an opportunity in New York. So I work at an advertising agency called Translation. So I actually wouldn't be in translation if it wasn't for Marcus Graham. I met coworkers there, and just to piggyback a little bit off of what Jason said, Marcus Graham is honestly just like a life-changing opportunity. Unfortunately, I didn't
do the summer boot camp, but just having the opportunity to do the workshop now that you guys are getting ready to go through was just so great. And I've always wanted to, like continue working with Marcus Graham, so I'm so happy when I get the opportunity to talk to Jason. He just lets me know what's going on. When he was actually going through the summer workshop, they came to New York, and I had went to an event with him, so just constantly trying to, stay involved with the program just because it is such a great opportunity. You guys are really going to learn so much.
Hi everyone, I'm Steven Jackson. I also went through the Marcus Graham Cleveland Cavalier program in 2015, 16? Yeah, it's 2016, sorry, with Sierra and Jason as well. Yeah, and sorry, you as well. I apologize. But my kind of quick spiel as far as Marcus Graham, I actually went to the University of Missouri, and I'm a member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, and I knew Lincoln Stevens because that was my fraternity brother at Mizzou. And I kind of got familiar with Marcus Graham, and I always knew, I wanted to get involved in sports. And when I seen this program come about, across my timeline, I was like, Lincoln, it's a no-brainer. I want to come out, help, participate. And then when I was able to come here, that kind of solidified what exactly I wanted to do as far as really getting into the advertising marketing field. And then beyond that, I was able to develop a mentorship with Lincoln and other individuals that he put me in contact with. But to say that, it's more than just networking and a mentorship. It's a family. What you always get from the camp at the time, you get even more outside of that current moment. I mean, because of Sierra, I'm currently at Translation as well, working as a social strategist. Because I was able to build that connection, be able to build that friendship, and then she was able to put me in contact with the right people. So now I'm still doing the same thing, working in sports, but on a bigger scale.
And we both met here.
Yeah.
Hello everyone, I am Ashley. I also participated in the 2016 Marcus Graham project here in Cleveland. When I applied to Marcus Graham, I was a retail manager in grad school. I was getting my MBA, and I was just kind of just going along with life because it was cool and everything was working out. After a little while after the Marcus Graham project, I had this epiphany, like, Ashley, this is not what you want to do, so stop. So I quit my job and I transferred grad schools. I am at Cleveland State now, and just to look back in time, I'll be graduating in May. So to see that I'm still involved in Marcus Graham, and that Marcus Graham gave me that encouragement that I needed to step out on faith and actually do what it is that I want to do is awesome. So just like everyone said, like, take the most in this weekend as you can, and the effects of Marcus Graham Project will continue forever and ever and ever. So upcoming this week, I have an interview in sports and education, which is my passion, and it took me a little while after graduation to get there, but today, the panel earlier, they still pour encouragement into me, into the decisions that I am making. So take notes, write quotes, save them, post them, think about them all the time.
What's up, guys? I'm Dan Arazo. I was probably talking to most of you guys through email. I was 2016. Summer 2016, Marcus Graham project with Jason, the summer boot camp. And to piggyback off what she was saying, it changed my life, right? I graduated from school in 2011, went down the sales path, did economic development, worked in city government. I did a lot of things, but at the end of the day, the fulfillment wasn't there. I was living in great cities, making great money, but I felt I needed to chase my passion. So I quit my job, applied to the Marcus Graham project, and I'm here. It made such a profound effect on my life that, I'm working with them now, project managing things. Like she said, it's a family, and you reap the benefits for as long as you want to. So definitely take advantage of the opportunity this week.
My name is Johnny Benson. I did the 2017 Cavs workshop last year, and most I would say is just, it changed my life. I was going through a period of my lifetime that I was transitioning majors, didn't really know what I wanted to do, but doing this program kind of like focused what I wanted to do. I really like, wow, like, this is what you do. Like, there's actually, number one, there's black people in this industry, dope black people at that, and then this is how it happens, this is how it works. So just like take advantage of this opportunity, guys. Like take advantage of up here, the guys back there, but also take advantage of people right next to you, people to the left and the right of you too. Because those people that you need, like, everybody, somebody might be a graphic designer, some might be a strategist. You link up with them, you call them, hey, I need a flyer, I need something, You can link up because you made that connection here, you made that connection now. So just don't, just take opportunity, take advantage of the opportunity that's given to you guys, all right?
Cool. So, we'll open up for questions. I'm not going to moderate any questions because I'd rather have you guys ask the things you want to know. So you can ask about this weekend, like expectations, whatever. You can ask about the summer boot camp. Some of us can give answers about that. Or you can just ask similar questions like you asked earlier and get our point of views and opinions about those things. So I'll open it up.
So what are we about to be doing this weekend, exactly?
Working.
Yeah, you'll be working on a brief, meeting a lot of people, getting to know what it's like to work in a creative space, ad agency space, and most of all, you'll get to know what it's like to work amongst each other. One of the biggest things I know I even deal with now early in my career is, kind of working to deal with people who are not necessarily like me and realizing how I can't control every situation. So you'll see that a lot when ideas start flowing, because you'll try and get your idea to push through over someone else's, but you can't do that. You have to be able to have camaraderie, and you have to kind of have that time management skill and that kind of alertness to know that team building is most important. That's truly going to be able to get you that win. And then, number one, expect everyone to play to win. You aren't going to know what other teams are working on. Other teams are very secretive. Other teams work in, their own individual team silo. So just produce dope stuff at the end of the day and be confident what you're doing is dope.
I'm gonna piggyback off of that. One of the biggest things that we struggled with when we first started working together was quieting your ego. That's key, because you're working with people that you've never worked with before. It's crunch time, it's deadlines. You're gonna have essentially 3 days to come up with a 360-degree campaign that you're gonna pitch. So the quicker you learn that, the better off you'll be.
And just to give you the baseline of what you'll be doing. So Larry touched on it a little bit, but you're going to get a brief from a real world client. And these are things that these companies are looking to actually put in place and to solve. So your job is going to be to put together a campaign to solve the issues in a brief. So you'll be working in a small team to do that.
And also too, like, teamwork is very essential. Like you said, with egos and stuff like that, ideas. Like, our idea came from someone. We had a girl on our team. She had nothing to do. Her major was even marketing, no background in nothing. And she came up with our like the whole base of our whole campaign.
If I could just touch on something that Taylor brought up, and that is, you have to be comfortable being in uncomfortable situations. I work for a French company. Moet Hennessy USA is a subsidiary of Moet Hennessy Global, headquartered in Paris. And one of the things that I've learned after 8 years of working at Moet Hennessy is a lot about French culture. And the French culture, sometimes one gets the impression that they thrive on ambiguity. In other words, not everything is well defined on day one or even on day 100. And so one of the things that I've learned that's sort of embedded in our performance appraisals at Moet Hennessy is how well does that employee deal with ambiguity? And it speaks to what Taylor brought up, and that is we have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's just the nature of the world. And when I started my career, technology was nowhere near where it is today, which brings me to your question, and that is the answer to your question has flip-flopped probably 10 times in the course of my career. It's just like, I'm a political junkie. You often hear about the political pendulum. Look, we went from one president to the next, and it happens in business, it happens in technology, it happens in advertising and media. And so you have to be constantly aware and cognizant of those pillars, those beacons, to make sure that the answer that you're seeking is the one that is most appropriate for the industry or your passion. And Nancy's absolutely right. It's like there are some industries where MBA is absolutely critical. There are some where it's not, but 15 years ago it was. So you have to stay on top of these changing trends and the ambiguity.
So for me, risk is, and I've interned a lot, so like after interning like 6 times, I'm like, I've had my fill with like corporate anything. And now I do have like one client, and I am a senior, and this was my goal. If I get one client while I'm still in college, I'm on my way. But my risk is knowing I can do a lot of things, but knowing what gift do I pour into.
I had an IT guy once say to me the following set of words, and this was probably 20 years ago, and I've never forgotten it. Anything is possible, everything is not. And I think that's a really important tenet to think about, because trying to do everything and trying to accomplish everything relieves you of focus. And if you have your mind set on a goal, you should be relentlessly pursuing that goal. And don't get distracted by shiny objects and all the crazy things out there that take you off that path. And I just think that, especially your generation, to go back to what Jason was talking about, there's been this sense of, and to a certain extent, by the way, this was true for women and when I was growing up, that you could do everything. I'm here to tell you that's not true. You can't do everything. You can do anything, but you can't do everything. And I think that's a really, really important thing to really kind of take in and own.
I also have some bad news for you. You're not as good as you think you are at all those things. When I stepped into the role I'm in now, because of some headcount issues and because of some changes that we have made, I currently oversee, in some capacity or another, I oversee sports marketing, creative, retail marketing, retail creative, global, digital, all these things, right? And I don't have a creative director right now. I don't have a head of digital right now. And I'm like, I got it. I can fill these holes. I've worked in this career for, 20 years, right? And you learn that where you're actually stronger in the areas than you're not. And you learn, like I worked at White & Kennedy, the most creative agency in the world, but I am not the creative director. And thinking that I could go fill that gap temporarily put 100 people into a very difficult 6 months of their lives trying to work with me as a creative director when I shouldn't have been. That was necessary, but it was very telling to me, like, I need to go hire a creative director. I need to stop trying to be creative director of this brand, because that's not my specialty. I can do it, that's cool, I can do it, but that's not what I'm great at. So I think you need to take some time and think about, what are you really truly gifted at? What are you really great at? Because I bet you it's not all the things you think it is.
The opportunities you have right now. It's a big opportunity. It probably like 3rd day, 4th day, it'll really start hitting you like, oh, this is like really big for me. This is really big. It'll hit you. Guarantee you. Like the last night, I'm guarantee you, everybody like we was right over there. Or we was somewhere in here. I think it was upstairs, whatever. But everybody was tearing up. Like you understand how impactful this program was, and everybody's like that was there. Just for the competition itself, teamwork. I'm a big person on teamwork. I'm a big person on one band, one sound. You all ride together, you all die together. There was one idea on my team that I didn't like one part of it, but I'm about to ride for that idea. That's the best idea in this presentation. even though I don't like it, I'm gonna ride with it. Like just the same passion that your teammate has for it, you got that same passion too. You know, and you're one team, and then you want to be being an MVP is cool, but don't make it individual. Don't be an individual in this sense. Like most of the MVP, unselfish. MVP candidates, unselfish. Don't be trying to be that shiner. Be that person that help your team out, because you want the team to win. It's a team. This is a team thing. You want a team. Team. T-E-A-M. Team.
All right. Team.
Please come to us for anything too. We welcome you all with open arms, like all of us.
That's what I was about to say. So these will be the people who will be serving as mentors for your groups this weekend. So this is your first line of questions. If they can't answer, they can point you to the person who can answer. But use us as a resource, you know, and not just about the program or about the project, but like about life. Like I said, I connected with John when I came, and that was like what made me do the summer boot camp. So, you know, use these resources, use these tools. But that's it. We're gonna bring up Larry and Corey, and they're gonna give you guys your brief, your assignment, as well as break you guys up into groups.
Last bit of advice. Last bit of advice, similar to, you know, finding your wins. I would, if you haven't already, you should do this anytime you walk into a new room, new job, new class, whatever it is. Have one goal. Right? If I'm going to pull anything out of this, it's going to be one thing. Aside from being the MVP or winning the competition, just one personal goal for your own personal development. Write that down. Focus on that. When it's over, you should have accomplished that in some form or fashion. All right? Where's Corey? So Corey is, yeah, you can pass him out. Corey is passing out.
Jason, I'm sorry, something's wrong with the color printer. Don't show this to Jason.
Corey's passing out the assignment now. We'll give you all the chance to kind of read over that next.
Okay.
Okay, so you need to create.
Yeah, and so I guess I was like this, so I know like
That's what I'm saying.
right now, when you graduated yesterday, you usually kind of just on the next round. We actually just switched around so much. I know they were coming up with
Yeah, so basically I kind of did research about why the Cavs rebranded themselves and how good they were
with their brand on the jersey. I think that we should capitalize on that, and that's the thing that you all have to your advantage. Like they're looking for something like that. So who's the group that went to the team shop on Wednesday?
About 2 teams?
2 teams? I mean, people that I didn't even tell what was going on hit me up about what people were doing in the team shop on Wednesday in regards to the feedback you all were getting and the questions you were asking. So kudos to that, like y'all working. We appreciate that. Because some people are and some people aren't. I just want y'all to know it's noticed. You all wouldn't get this experience here. So we kind of divide our workspaces in the 5th and 6th floor. 5th floor, I call it more the cafeteria because it sells marketing, graphic design, a lot of people who interact with each other and have to talk. Whereas the 6th floor is HR, it's accounting, it's communications, it's IT, it's digital. A lot of people who do their job
but they do it based off of, just being themselves. They don't have to communicate. So I always call this the cafeteria, and upstairs is the library, because it's super, super quiet up there, and then a lot more interaction down here. Damien, who will love, I'm putting you on the spot.
Yeah, what's up? How's everyone? Welcome.
Yeah. So Damien is in charge of all of our emerging technologies.
Yep.
So.
Okay, so we've obviously some analytic data are based on the age, gender, and purchasing percentages for your customers. So you said you do one paid post a week for Goodyear? No, just in general for Goodyear.
We do time.
So you do one paid post a year or a month or week, sorry, for Goodyear.
Yes.
So do you create several different personas within your custom audiences to target them, or you just do
Like
one?
lookalike audiences? We do. We change it based on the results we get. If we see that a certain demographic is clicking more, we keep that. If we're not hitting our audience, we might tweak it a little bit. But we'll do lookalike audiences on Facebook to match people that like LeBron or Goodyear or similar sort of audiences. We'll tweak that depending. But you can't always say this is gonna work. I mean, things change all the time, so you can be fluid to that and like really use data and testing results a lot.
Lucy's done. Lucy's done. We're gonna run in here real quick.
We want to bring in pieces of the Cavs app, the Cavs social media, and Goodyear social media, and then somehow incorporate one of the players. So we have 4 appearances, and we don't know if there's issues if we did a player doing a takeover for the Goodyear account, but we did come up with backups if that is an issue.
That's an issue.
Okay, yeah.
So what's the backup?
Our backups were the Cavs girls, or what was it, the street team?
Or Steph left.
The spring team, and then Steph was the next one. So for the takeover.
Just give examples, like you can say, this is the idea and concept, fill in the blank on who actually does it.
Okay. Perfect, okay. So we have a key player, whoever that is. They'll show different aspects of their life, showing our 3 key pieces, which is hardworking, grit, and determination. Whether it is the hardworking, why they're hard workers, was it their family, is it their friends, is it their community? What is their grit, showing their character, and the determination, whether it's their workouts, whether it's going to bed early, whether it's eating healthy, whatever, it's showing a day in the life of that particular person. That account takeover will launch the actual 6-week campaign. So the first week will be us starting to have the community upload their nominations directly into the Cavs app with a picture and a brief explanation of why that person is blimp-worthy. That will go on for 4 weeks. Each week we'll have a different blimp-worthy person elected or that wins. That person will be shared in an arena, social pages, and then we'll decide if we want to run a social campaign to drive people either to download the Cavs app or to visit the Goodyear profile to boost their following. We haven't really got to that piece yet. But at the end of everything, the 4 winners will compete at the arena takeover, which we thought would be a Goodyear tire obstacle course of some sort. The trophy would be either, I don't really like the blimp idea, but would be a winged foot trophy.
I was gonna say,
I like the golden foot. Would be the golden foot.
That's what we want to push to the general, to our general audience, and we thought about doing these T-shirts as like a giveaway. So it's like, hey, this is we're giving this to you. Wingfoot's on there so that they can be familiar with it. We're gonna have T-shirts. Maybe this shoe idea, we just gotta vamp that up. In terms of New Era, we know that they're the official, hat sponsor with the Cavs, but
Everybody
NBA.
wants to do a hat.
Right, so we want to kind of expand on that and do something new, just like this partnership that's happening. So we thought about doing a book bag instead, because that's what they do that too. So yeah, you can explain.
Yeah, so the idea behind the book bag.
I already got the idea. You do it.
Yeah, all right. So basically, just introducing something new besides hats. And so like just all this this co-branded material is going to be in the pop-up shop, and we're going to like. It's literally right outside the.
There's a place
the
already
team
outside
store.
the team shop that they have featured products every game, I believe.
Mhm.
We went and asked the
Oh,
retail
right
associate.
across from the team shop. It's called Put Your Name on It.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Yeah.
unanimous stand.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
So
yeah.
when you said outside, I thought you meant like outside.
Okay, no, it's
Yeah.
still in the
Okay,
arena.
the unanimous
So
stand.
we were
Yes.
we were actually one of the groups that went around and was asking questions in the
In the
stores. And
store.
we actually I actually was asking questions of the employee
Yeah.
on the You Name It store. I said, so what's the difference in the merchandise between this store and that store? And pretty much what she said is this is just